My name is Winnifred Kaliika. Sometime back in 2015, I had some pain in my breast. But because we had different sessions of talks, counselings from various doctors, various talks from people, we had a school and we had an outing, a school outing, and one doctor gave us a talk about cancer of the breast, uterus, and all those for women particularly. So we were told that whenever you're bathing, at least you try to palpitate, you check yourself. So one day it just happened like that. I was just removing the brand, I realized I had some pain. I didn't think it was so serious. I came to hospital. I came here in particular. I saw the doctor, and doctor said, I think it's something to do. It's not really. I don't want to jump to too much. Of course, checks were done. And the first thing the doctor thought was maybe the pituitary gland is affecting the breasts, and so the breasts are trying to bring some little milk or something. I wasn't breastfeeding at the time, and it was cured. Give me some tablets, it was cured. That was 2012 actually. 2015, we brought a mammogram machine to this hospital. It was free of charge, so I came. I had another check, and there was nothing. So 2015, that same year in November, that's when I realized I had some pain. So I came and they had to check. They did some small, the very first tests. And when they checked, everything was fine. But there was something, some small lump, very small lump like a cow pea that doctor saw, and I was very scared. It was taken to Mulago, I think, for check. And when they checked, it was found that it was cancerous. So I had to come back here, and the news was going to be broken. It was an afternoon, it was a Thursday. Doctor told me, you know what, we have found that this is cancerous in one of the breasts. And so we sat down. She had to give me the procedure of what was going to happen next. And one of them was either you get an operation, after the operation you go for chemotherapy, then radiotherapy. It was very scary, very scary. When she was telling me, I didn't feel it was that, because I was just looking at her and I was listening, and things were just going out to the other ear. There's a sister in this hospital whom I was taken to for counseling. She counseled me. When I reached her office, I just burst into tears. She left me. I cried until she gave me time. So when I came over it, she talked, she counseled me. The counseling was very good. So I had to wait until the operation day. Then I came back for the operation. It was towards December, Christmas time, and we were all scared. My mother is a nurse in this hospital. She was more scared than myself. And when I saw she was more scared, I gained. I was very positive. I knew one day something might happen. I knew one day God will be by my side. So I took it in my heart and to myself that I must get healed. This is not the worst case scenario. So the operation went on well. And since the operation date to today, I've not had pain anywhere. And I took it to myself that I will be okay. So I came here after that. I was actually one of the first people to use this facility, this Rotary Centenary Cancer Ward. And I would like to thank the Centenary Bank staff, management and staff, to come up with such an idea of building a cancer ward, of supporting cancer patients by building this very, very ward, because I think it has helped many. When you go to Mulago, the doctors are overwhelmed. The lines are too long and the patients are too many. But when you start from such a facility that doesn't have so many people, you don't even get scared. And one thing at a time. I would like to thank Rotary, my family, Rotary. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Sunrise, Kampala, and I'd like to thank my friends, Rotarians, my fellow Rotarians. They supported me so much. The support was really great, because if I didn't have that support, I don't know what would have happened. Cancer is very expensive. Every treatment goes for millions of shillings. And when you can't afford, you know you can just collapse dead. So I would also like to thank Mr. Stephen Mwanje, Rotarian Stephen Mwanje, for coming up with such an idea. And for even thinking of putting it in such a private hospital, because I think the patients are not as many, so it was better that I started off here. Everything was in this hospital. Later on, I had to go to Mulago for chemotherapy. Chemotherapy in Mulago, the patients are many, they are many. And of course, at times, you're overwhelmed because you spend the whole day getting chemo. It's very, 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 oh my God, I don't even know what to say. It's so tough. It's so tough. The reactions after chemo, my reactions were not that bad. I could bear. I got some little wounds which were treatable. And later on, I was fine. Then came radiotherapy. At that time, there was no machine in Uganda. We had to all go to Nairobi, South Africa, abroad, and elsewhere. Nairobi was the cheapest one could go to, but it was also very expensive because some people could not even afford it. My Rotary family came to me, they supported me, they contributed money for me. I belong to a social club called Paul, the 6th Social Club. They supported me. My family supported me so much. My husband was there to support me, my friends, my brothers and sisters, my parents, they supported me so much. So they contributed money for me and I had to go to Nairobi. I went to Nairobi, the place is called Cancer Care Kenya. They only have radiotherapy machines, and that's where you go every day for radiotherapy. I didn't get any pain because I was so scared of the pain. Maybe to take you back, when I went to Mulago to start my chemo, they had to cancel me, and they tell you the different phases you're going to go through. So doctor told me the type of cancer is breast, but it is triple negative. And triple negative breast cancer is not treatable. My God. It was an afternoon, and when I had that, doctor said, I wish it was triple positive, because triple positive is treatable. You go through chemotherapy, radiotherapy, then afterwards you take tablets for 5 years and you continue like that. So I was like, this one is triple negative, it's not treatable. God, I'm not going to die. I just listened through one ear and everything went out in the other ear. And I said to myself, I will live. And that is how I have been till today. I was in Nairobi for 1 month. I got for the radiotherapy sessions. They take about 15 minutes every day for 1 month. And since then, I came back. The care in Kenya was very, very good. Once the ambience is good, believe me, you can get better. But when you see a fellow patient sick, very sick, people are crying, oh my God, I think it also demoralizes you. I spent 1 month in Kenya and I had to come back here. So I came back and saw doctor, and doctor said, you can't give you any treatment because it's a triple negative, unless you take supplements and what. So they kept on giving me some tablets for bones, because they fear the cancer to go into the bones, and also the well woman. Those are supplements that have some nutrients, and maybe feeding well. When I got to know about that I had cancer, I was here with my mother. She's called Mrs. Kawoya. She's been in this hospital for very many years and she's still working here. She supported me because she encouraged me. not to fear. We moved together to the doctor, and we got the bad news. And then we had to sit down and say, what's next? What's next? So we sat down and saw we had to abide by the doctor's words, advice, and then we had the operation. My mother was working. She would stay with me here in the ward as I had the operation, and then in the morning she goes and works. But because I was steadily improving, it scared me a bit, but because I was improving, I knew I would survive. My family was very worried because they know I'm somebody who's very hardworking, and now everything is going to come to a standstill. But when I got the treatment, after 1 week I was discharged from hospital, I went back home and I was back to my feet again. So the stress sort of reduced until we waited for the next session of chemotherapy and radiotherapy. We were very anxious. We didn't know what was going to happen next. But when it came, God is great. After beating cancer, I realized that at times we worry so much, yet God is there. You know, we have to pray, and I kept on saying to myself, I must thank God every day. I thank my sister Pauline, 130. She takes me to church every day. We move together. And I'm like, every time I go to church, I'm just thanking God because I don't know how it happened. After they had told me it is a triple negative situation. And we have a fighters group where we encourage each other. So I keep telling people, eat well, feed well, don't think about the worst. Think about the best in your life. At the end of that day, at the end of the tunnel, God is there. I realized some of these things we crave for, or you know you're stressed over nothing. At the end of the day, I realized that such a case of cancer, which is not even treatable, what would I have done? I saw, to me, it was the worst case. It was the worst thing I'd ever had in my life. But thank God I overcame it. Thank God I'm moving on well. I've been doing medical checkups and the results are okay, they are promising. So to me, I feel we should move on well with friends, with relatives, no grudges, no fights. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't help you so much. Just have to live yourself, to be yourself, to live well, to feed well, to encourage one another and to love one another and support one another. The hardest moment was the time when I went for chemotherapy in Mulago. I didn't know where to start from. The first session, I had it in this hospital, but there were some problems, I think, with the machine, and it was also very expensive. We had to go to Mulago. At times, the treatment is free. You get some free drugs. At times, you buy it. So you have to have the money. It was very difficult at that time. You'd spend over 500,000 for one session. For 6 months, you get one session in a month. It's very expensive, and this is why I would like to encourage all of us in Uganda here to support each other, to support the cancer cause, to support the contributions we are making towards the building of this cancer ward. And banker machines, I think they are down there. We visited them the other time. It's just 30,000. Before I got cancer, we had a Rotary run, and I collected money from friends. I sold the kits at 20,000 shillings each. And people were telling me, but why 20,000? I was like, people, please contribute. Contribute towards the cancer cause. Today it's me, tomorrow it's someone else. And when the disease came to me, people were like, did you know you had this? I said I didn't know, and I didn't have it at that time, but I was just supporting somebody out there. The treatment is very expensive. I was very worried, where are we going to get the money from? But thank God I got the money. So when it comes to the administering of chemotherapy, it's normally done through an intravenous. Oh my God, it's overwhelming. The patients are too many. And you find we are so many in a very small room. At that time, there was even no water in a government hospital like that one. And when they're administering, you have to go out to flush out, because it's like water. It's done through an intravenous. It has some reactions afterwards, which I also got scared of, but I managed to go through them. And also the medicine, the cost. Because at times when there is no free medicine, you have to go to a pharmacy to buy, and it's very expensive. I think that is one of the hardest times, when you can't get the drug, or even if it is there and you don't have the money, you can't afford it. That's the hardest bit of it. The most important thing for me now is to encourage, to support one another, to encourage patients, especially those who are battling the disease. And also to find out you yourself, to feel your body, because it's what you feel that you tell the doctor. And you yourself, if you mislead the doctor that I'm feeling the pain is this way, it may never come, they may never come to know where the pain really is. Feel your body, feel yourself. Let us not get scared of going for these medical checkups. One day they will help us. I never used to do them myself. I used to do the normal ones: blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, and also the cervical cancer test. But I never thought about the breast. Until one day I felt a lump in the breast. So I'm encouraging everybody to feel yourself, feel your body, touch your parts, touch the breast and see. Go for medical checkups, even if it's not cancer. It might be cervical, it might be blood pressure, you might have a clot, it might be the liver. I think we need to check ourselves and also to support one another. It has helped us so much when we support each other. We exchange ideas, and you know what to do, you know what to take, and what to do afterwards. I think the greatest thing is to support one another.